There was a hand over here.
I was going to say, I mean, I think the issue now is it's all psychological, meaning it's emotional. Because I don't know if this is what you said, but my understanding is that the water is now essentially clean, right?
Well, so that's part of the narrative that's being put out by the state right now.
But I mean, also there's the tests are showing the lead levels are
the lead. Yeah, I mean, I can get into that a little bit.
So my point being though, and there is bottled water, and everybody has, and they're stockpiling bottled water.
For now, but it's going to go away.
But it's going away because I don't think the water is safe now.
According to the state, it is.
Well, and I think also according to scientists, that at least...
According to Mark Edwards, who is being paid by the state.
Okay, so...
I'm not saying he's wrong, but I want us to think about how what this looks like.
But he's a scientist, and like you just said, you're not saying he's wrong. So I'm saying, according to the scientists, regardless of who's paying them, the water, the lead levels are acceptable.
Actually, I shouldn't. So Edwards...
Let me finish my point.
Yeah, sorry.
My point is, no matter what, though, the residents will not be comfortable. Because their perception now, there's a conditional response. That's basically a phobia for a lot of them. It doesn't matter what you do, the water will never be safe.
There are definitely some residents, maybe many residents of the city, who will never drink tap water again. Doesn't matter if it's in Flint, doesn't matter if it's anywhere, right? I mean, you know, they're going to be drinking bottled water for the rest of their lives. Now, when it comes to Edwards, I shouldn't have said he was paid, but Edwards is collaborating with the state. He has praised the state.
So are you, right?
There's collaborating and then there's collaborating.
Well, you're being paid too by...
Right. So, and this was part of the inherent difficulty of carrying out our study, is that, you know, from the beginning we were committed to making it resident driven, but here we are taking money from the state. So, you know, we've had a big hole to dig ourselves out of, just in terms of convincing people that, that the study was going to be, in fact, independent. Edwards has gotten grants now from a variety of different places, from the EPA, from the Mott Foundation, and elsewhere. And because his message has changed in many ways since he first came to town in 2015, a lot of residents have come to the conclusion that he has effectively sold out or been co-opted, or that he's now basically parroting the message that the state is trying to put out there. Now, you know, Mark is a obviously highly qualified and very talented scientist. But, you know, one of the things that this crisis shows is that data does not speak for itself. You know, data has to be interpreted. And you've got to shape the messages that are put out there around the data that exists. And so Mark has decided that 6 months of dropping lead levels, which system-wide, that have now brought us down under the EPA's action level for lead, that's enough information to effectively tell people that we're out of the woods, that the public health crisis is over. He's not interested in anything else that might be in the water, unlike residents who are deeply concerned about bacteria, along with a range of other contaminants. So I'm not saying that Mark's lead data is wrong, but what I'm saying is that the message matters, and our message is different.
Narrative that I firmly believe that at the end of the history will become a nihilistic approach.
Yeah.
That, you know, that's the danger that I would like to avoid here, but also in many other cases, because we are living in a very dangerous era now.
Right.
You know, this.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what my project is focused on, it's less the truth of the crisis with a capital T, and more the struggle around the crisis. And, you know, sometimes when you're engaged in a process of struggle, truth is your ally, and sometimes it isn't. And so, you know, and I'm, you know, being a bit of an outsider as well as an insider, I'm trying to go into this from that critical vantage point so that I can assess where this kind of grassroots worldview falls short. You know, where the holes are in that perspective as well. And, you know, so you can kind of poke at that and critique it in places.